Okay, we're on to Terumot, Perek Yod Mishnah Tet, 9th Mishnah in the 10th chapter of Terumot. In our last Mishnah, we learned about kavushim, dagim kavushim. If I pickle a non-kosher fish with a kosher fish. And then we learned in the Bartanura Paskind that according to the halacha, tzir batel biyoter me'elef. We took the most extreme position, the most machmir position. It was 101 in 960 or something. That that if you have a ratio of non-kosher fish to kosher fish of 1 to about 1,000, then it's not batel. If you have more than 1 to 1,000, if you have less than 1 to 1,000, or more than 1,000 to 1 of kosher to non-kosher, then it's mutar. If not, it's asur. And that's halacha that the Bartanura paskins. We learned that the Rambam paskins 1 to 200. But nonetheless, we saw that with kosher fish or non-kosher fish, the tzir, the brine, is much more chamur. We consider it very, very, very non-kosher unless it's batel to a great degree. Now our Mishnah talks about chagavim. Chagavim are grasshoppers, and as we all know, the Torah says that certain species of grasshoppers are kosher and certain are not kosher. Okay, so back then in the times of the Mishnah, they knew which grasshoppers were kosher and which were non-kosher, and of course they enjoyed grasshoppers as a pickled snack. Yum. I think nowadays I've heard that there are these fancy, gourmet events, run by the OU or whatever, where they have kosher grasshoppers. I'm not sure, but I've never tasted one, and to me it's gross. What can you do? Nonetheless, the picklers would pickle the grass. It's like today, not everybody would pickle fish, herring. You have companies. So they used to pickle non-kosher fish with kosher fish. The same thing is true with grasshoppers. The pickler would pickle his grasshoppers, but the non-Jew would not care whether it was kosher grasshoppers or not. He had a bunch of grasshoppers. So it says the Mishnah, chagavim tmeim, shenich b'shu im chagavim torim. Let's say I pickle my non-kosher grasshoppers with kosher grasshoppers. So do we say that the grasshoppers has the din the same as the fish? Says the Mishnah, no. Lo paslu et tziram. The non-kosher grasshoppers would not make the tzir, the brine, pasul, non-kosher. Why? Says the Bartanura, the hekelu b'tzir shel chagavim tmeim, sheino oseh, they were very mekil with the brine of non-kosher chagavim. They say that it's not oseh. The Chazal paskin that the grasshoppers, their circulation system wasn't considered blood, it was lachluchit be'alma, wetness, it was wetness. It was not dam. It was not blood. Therefore, the brine in which the non-kosher grasshoppers are pickled, together with the kosher grasshoppers, it doesn't make it pasul. Even more so, he felt that even if you only brine the grasshoppers, non-kosher grasshoppers, their tzir, their brine itself was tahur, even if there were no other non-kosher grasshoppers, even if there were no kosher grasshoppers. It's not a question of bitul, but he felt that it itself was tahur. It was not treif. The tzir in which non-kosher grasshoppers were brined itself is kosher. I would just point out that Kahati brings an opinion that explains shehu tahor means that it's not one of the 7 liquids that makes fruits mukhshar lekabel tuma. It's not dew or water or wine or oil or blood or chalav or milk or dvash dvorim or honey. It's not any one of those things. According to that we paskin, but we can accept that opinion. Nonetheless, the Rambam writes that we accept Rabbi Tzadok's opinion that the tzir chagavim tmeim, that if you ever see non-kosher grasshopper brine, shehu tahor, it's not treif. Go for it. Enjoy. We'll stop here. We'll dedicate the learning to the memory of my father, Rav Simcha ben Yitzchak Kalman. If you have any questions, as always, or comments, arspoter@gmail.com. Have a great day.